Hello, thank you for joining us for the latest edition of Pendelco People and Programs. My name is Dr. George Steinhoff, Superintendent of the Pendelco School District, and in today's edition, I am very pleased to introduce you to two of our PTL presidents. We have with us today Kate Denny, the president of the Aston PTL, and Andrea Griffiths, the president of the Pennell PTL. And I am very pleased to have them here to talk to you about the great work that the PTLs do in our schools, and to give you a little bit of insight into the kind of valuable experiences that the PTLs provide for our students. So welcome to Pendelco People and Programs. I know we've been meaning to have the PTL presidents on for some time. We haven't done this for a couple of years, but great to have the latest crop of PTL presidents joining us. So Kate, thank you for being here today, and Andrea as well.
Thanks for having us.
Sure, sure. I always say PTL presidents go straight to heaven, just like bus drivers and first grade teachers, and you guys certainly should know that given all the hours that you put into the job. Tell me a little bit about what PTL does in your school.
Sure. Well, PTL supports student enrichment by providing activities such as student assemblies, student directories. We have Goosebumps Night. We provide the school aquarium into the foyer of the building, field days, student picnics, snacks and water during the PSSA testing, writing center, and so much more.
I can't keep up with all that. That is a lot. It's funny. You wouldn't even think of something like the aquarium when you walk into Aston's lobby, that the PTL is responsible for that as well.
It's really neat.
And what about over at Pennell?
Well, we do a ton as well. We have Fall Fest, which is just a big festival on the front field. We have Spring Fest as well, which is sort of a carnival thing we do in the spring. Teacher breakfast, things like that. We supply T-shirts and folders to the children the first week of school, so they get that. We have a 5th grade party at the end of the year. We do a variety show, bingo night, the directory, a lot of the same as Aston. So it's a lot of different fun things. We have Jingle Bell Night, which is our next thing. It's sort of a craft fair.
And when is that going to be?
December 10th.
Okay.
Thursday night during conferences.
Gotcha.
We thought it might bring in some extra people since they're already at the school.
Sure.
So,
I've been at the PTL meetings at Aston and Pennell, and you get really a great turnout. I think there's an idea from people who aren't involved that it's a small clique of just a couple parents, just a couple moms, and they won't fit in. That's not how it is at all, is there, at these meetings?
No, not at all. No, we invite everybody with open arms. All hands are needed on deck in order, to maintain doing these things for our students.
I got you. What about at Pennell? I mean, you get a great turnout at your meetings still?
we do. I mean, even with November, we just had our meeting, and it was great. And a lot of the new fresh mommies, the kindergarten and first grade, they're very anxious to start. And it's great because we have a lot of the same people that do the events. Now, when their kids are getting older, we need new people to step up. So it's exciting that we just have that flow.
I got you. You get dads out at all?
Yes, actually, we do have a dad or two that comes out to the meetings. I think it's more or less the wives drag them along, but.
I got you. Yeah, we have to do a little better job at that, I think, as men and fathers in general, being more involved in PTL type activities. And one of these things you say, well, I'll turn that over to mom a little bit, but we should be more involved. And I think I'll even say guilty as charged myself as a father. When I think of the PTL, I think of fundraising, and that's what people typically comes to mind when people think of PTLs. Like, okay, there's going to be fundraising for this, fundraising for that. But you guys are so much more than that, and I learned that as a principal. Tell me again, like, how does the fundraising tie into it, and what does it lead to, though? So what are some of the things that the fundraising will actually? Well,
some of the things that the fundraising at Aston enables the students to have educational assemblies, things like the folders and the team T-shirts that go out in the beginning of the year. We certainly recognize our teachers by providing them luncheons, end of year and in the beginning of the year, just a small token to thank them, because their job, just as well as us volunteering, is thankless.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. How about a panel?
Well, we're trying this year to fundraise a little less. Parents do say, every time we turn around, they're asking for money. And we're trying to have them understand that we do need to raise X amount of funds to provide for the kids, but we also want to go more towards fun things for the event. So make Fall Fest bigger, Spring Fest bigger. We're still working on different things that we can try to do for the kids. So, I mean, we do Little Caesars so the parents get to take pizza home, and the coupon books, they get to have that. So we don't want to fundraise just to fundraise. We want there to be, an end result for the kids that they can enjoy.
And that's what I see. What I see is fundraisers that look like it kind of serves two purposes. It raises some funds, but maybe it also makes your evening a little easier. So whether it's going to a restaurant at a certain night, whether it's selling some coupon books that you can turn around and use again. I don't see kind of like the let's sell the candy or the gift wrap that we grew up with as much. More so other fundraisers that again really make a difference. And what are some of your main fundraisers? Like, what's the biggest one that you guys have?
Oh gosh, well, we have a fall fundraiser, a spring fundraiser, book fair. I think one of the biggest ones that the community can get involved in, even though they don't have a student, is our giant A+ rewards program. And that's simply, just registering your bonus card to a designated school, and you can choose up to 2 schools. And every time you shop, a percentage of your shopping bill goes towards that school. So easily, we're raising lots of money, and you're benefiting yourself by your grocery shopping.
Absolutely, yeah, and there's nothing extra out of pocket there by doing something like that.
Nope.
And what about box tops? Do you guys do that too?
We still do box tops, so yes.
Campbell soup labels, I remember that growing up. But
we don't do that at Aston.
No, we're just box tops.
You don't hear about that too much anymore. But the box tops I know turns immediately into some funds that a check that comes in every year, from what I understand.
We also started doing Shop-a-roo.
Yes.
Which I haven't personally done, but I know that you take a picture of your receipt and then you get points for different things that you purchase.
Okay.
So that's another one that brings in quite a bit that you don't realize behind the scenes.
I'm sure. I know the assemblies that you typically sponsor for our students can be very expensive, so I know how important it is to have successful fundraisers along the way. What is a PTL meeting like? So let me ask you, if I came to a PTL meeting at Aston, like what happens at these meetings? Where are they held? When do you have them?
Sure. Generally, our meetings are held one day of the month. It's the second Monday of the month at 6:30 in the evening, and they generally last about an hour or so, depending on how much conversation we have. It's held in the school art room, and basically we just talk about coordinating the upcoming events, what we're going to need. We present a monthly treasurer's report, so we know where we are with our funding.
Okay.
We also allow for our principal to talk about things that are going on internally that we may not know right away as parents. And same thing, we have a teacher rep who does the same thing as well.
Great. And how's the meeting at
Exactly the same, although we are the second Tuesday of every month at 6:30 in the library.
In the library.
And I think it's just fantastic because we get to do the principal and the teacher report. So regardless of the activities, we get to find out the happenings in the school. And I just think it's so important to know what's going on.
Yeah, you forget about the other piece. You think about the parent in PTL, but you forget about teacher and the principal involved as well, which is just so critical. I imagine there's some misconceptions about the PTL at times too. Like I recall, years back when I was a principal, people would think that the parents of the PTL officers as parents would get preferences for their kids, and that was never the case. It was never the case at all. What are some of the other misconceptions that are out there?
Some of the misconceptions about being involved is, I know we're all busy. PTL would love to have everyone who becomes a member volunteer as much as they possibly could be. However, we all know that's not realistic with work schedules nowadays. Regardless if you're able to give 1 hour, 10 hours, or 100 hours to the PTL in years' time, your membership is still a tremendous help. The dollars still help the organization fund necessary projects and supplies for our school. No pressure, we're just happy to have you. So if you can't find the time in your schedule to volunteer, we still want you to be a member. Through your membership, you're still able to help the kids and our school. So don't let that fact you don't have time to volunteer hold you back.
No, I agree. I think the misconception is that you have to attend all the meetings, you have to be involved in all the fundraising, and that's simply not true. If we say, hey, can you help us deliver the Little Caesars kits next Monday? We need you for an hour. So many people will come and do that because they can. They just can't devote all their time to PTO, which is fine, but this is what we're trying to get across to the parents, that it's not all this time. You don't have to come to every meeting. We post minutes on our website. You can always contact us with questions. It's just anything helps.
I know we both have social media pages.
Yes, and that's very popular.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because when you mentioned we post minutes to our website. So how do you get information out about the PTL if you can't attend a meeting? How does it work at Ashland?
Well, like she said, you know, it's posted on the website, and then we also have a Facebook page. It's Aston Elementary PTL, and we have at least 300 people that follow us. And when we convey the information, it instantly gets shared, so everybody in the community knows what's going on.
Yep.
Ours is the same. Ours is Pennell PTO. Okay. And we also post everything that's happening. People can send us a message, private message, about any questions that they have. And it's just great. A lot of people follow it, and we can update it and say, hey, wear white tomorrow to support spina bifida, or that was a recent one we just did. And it's good because people log on in the morning and they say, oh, well, today's this crazy shirt day.
You get
so
that
then
reminder.
they get that
Sure.
reminder.
That's terrific. I imagine at times the job feels like it's thankless. There's a lot of hours. Tell me, why did you decide to get involved in PTO as an officer?
Well, it warms my heart knowing that I'm helping to create a better school and a better educational experience for our children. One of the things I love about being the PTL president is you create a rapport with the children. Every time I walk in, I instantly, the children go out of their way to say, hi, Mrs. Denny, how's it going? And that's very exciting to me, so it's very rewarding.
I'm sure it is. How about you, Andrew?
Well, I've been involved for a very long time. I was president of Sun Valley with my oldest, so now I've come full circle with Pennell, and it's just so great. You make so many friends. And again, with the kids, it's just so nice to be able to come into the classroom for certain things. They say, hi, you know. It's great. And I like to know as well that I'm helping to make a change.
How's PTL different at the high school than at the elementary school? Because I know you were PTL president for Sun Valley as well. And I know it's also more of a struggle to get parents involved because kids are more independent at that point.
Definitely. The difference, I think, with Sun Valley is a lot of the classes do their own fundraising. So the PTL, you know, we do both the craft fairs, which are huge. So there's so many different fundraisers happening. We have to be careful not to step on toes, you know. But at the elementary level, we're doing all the fundraising. You know, I mean, well, student council will do things and the school will do things, but we're primarily the point people for the fundraising. So it is different there, but there is a lot of parental help at the elementary level, which is great.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I know when you talked about having the monthly meetings and an opportunity for the principals to talk, anytime you'd like somebody from the central office to come out, you certainly let me know. I would be glad to have people out talk about curriculum, talk about finances, you name it. Facilities is always a hot topic, so I'd be glad to have folks out for that as well. Let me ask you a little bit about the opinions that you hear about the district, because I would imagine that once people find out that you are an officer or you're the PTL president, they want to talk to you about the school, they want to talk to you about the district. I mean, what are the things you generally hear about Pendelco or about your schools?
It all comes down to community. That's the biggest key word that I hear from parents. You know, we support each other in more ways other than imaginable. Simply from, you know, having our state champions come in led by the local police and fire department with sirens, helping those who become ill, helping those in need by collecting donations. Everyone truly becomes involved, and it truly does take a village to raise a child.
What kind of conversations are you hearing and opinions as well? Similar things?
Similar things, yeah. It's fantastic if we need donations for events. The local businesses give us discounts. You know, they're just all very warm and welcoming, and everyone is very supportive of one another.
I got you. I imagine, I know you're busy throughout the year, but the end of the school year must really be a busy time, you know, as a PTL president, for the PTL in general. What are the things that happen at the end of the year that are driven by the PTLs?
Some of the things that we do over at Aston is during our field day, we hold a student barbecue, which is a lot of fun. The girls come out from Chartwell's and we make burgers and we have hot dogs and watermelon, and you know, the kids have the music going on. The other thing we do is we provide teachers with a year-end lunch.
I got you, yeah. Aston's field day is fantastic. All the schools' field days are really wonderful, but it's nice to see the Chartwells pitching in there and helping the kids, and the kids show up that morning, they're all wound up and ready to have just a phenomenal day. What about at Pennell?
We also do the barbecue. Chartwell's is fantastic. We have our field day, which is great. We have yearbook signing. We do the 5th grade party, which is a very big thing. The 3rd grade has a picnic. The 4th grade has a luau. You know, so it's nice. We try to get everyone to do something fun.
and I imagine you could use volunteer help. So if someone wanted to join the PTL, how do they get involved?
Anybody can join the PTL, parents, teachers, grandparents, guardian,
Okay.
simply, just doing the membership dues, and if they're not sure how to do that, they can reach us at the school or through our Facebook page.
Okay, at panel?
Yep. Same, anyone can join. You can always email us, contact the school, like the Facebook page. It's very easy. You could just get in touch to help with one little thing.
And to volunteer now in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you're required to have clearances.
Yes.
And I want to thank the PTLs for being so helpful in getting that message out about that requirement. Parents have been fantastic in meeting that state law. I know it's a challenge, and even existing employees have to go and get their clearances every 3 years. Just got in line myself last week, but PTLs have been fantastic in really helping spread that message. But it's really vital, I think, for the safety of our students and for our schools as well.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. It was great having you here. Wanted to give us a little glimpse into what happens at a PTL meeting and the work that you guys are doing. Fantastic work. Thank you so much for your commitment to the schools.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again for joining us for the latest edition of Pendelco's People and Programs. I hope you learned a little bit about the great work that the PTLs do in our school. And as always, I want to thank you for your interest in Pendelco and for your continued support. It is because of you that we are a great community and a great school district. Thank you.